This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Thursday, January 9th, 2025. I'm Alex Brown. A pair of Indianapolis developers with plans to revamp the city market block in downtown Indy are expanding their project's reach to incorporate a hidden city landmark. Gershman Partners and City Mark plan to spend about $15 million to renovate City Market's Western Plaza with green space, outdoor seating, and an indoor-outdoor cultural exhibit centered on the underlying Indianapolis catacombs. Megan Vukasic is director of the city's Department of Metropolitan Development.
This new design allows for full access to experience those historical elements of the catacombs and really just add that authentic character to the development that you really don't get to see in brand new development all that often. And so we're really excited that we are partnering with Gershman and City Mark, through their office conversion of the Gold Building, and then can also create this wonderful public space that's going to be accessible to everyone.
The developers are also spending about $12 million on improvements to the parking garage and $30 million to renovate the 11-story Gold Building from office to residential space. Uniform Sierra Aerospace, a drone technology company headquartered in West Lafayette, has been acquired by Georgia-based Flock Safety. Financial terms of the deal are not being disclosed, but a spokesperson for Flock said no jobs are being lost as a result. After a 4-month search, Indiana University South Bend has appointed Brian Pappas to serve as chancellor effective July 1st. Succeeding Susan Elrod, who retired in December, Pappas comes to Northern Indiana from the University of North Dakota Law School, where he served as dean. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
The Indiana Supreme Court issued a public reprimand for a Putnam County judge who was found to have engaged in judicial misconduct for making injudicious comments about women bringing property claims against their former cohabitating partners.
The case against Putnam Superior Judge Charles Bridges was brought to the High Court in December. It stems from a 2021 complaint a woman filed against her former romantic partner, arguing she was entitled to some of the proceeds made from the sale of the home she and the man shared. According to the complaint, the house was in the partner's name, but the woman helped maintain and rehabilitate it. During an attorneys-only pretrial conference in March of 2022, Bridges allegedly made several remarks expressing his negative perception of the legal cause of action between two parties who had lived together but weren't married. Bridges also said on the record that he had an issue with women that, quote, kind of make a habit, end quote, of litigating unjust enrichment claims. Prior to this case, Bridges was issued 2 private cautions for violating Indiana Code of Judicial Conduct rules in 2015 and 2019. In considering those past cases and the current violation, the parties agreed that a public reprimand is the appropriate sanction. James Voiles, the attorney for Bridges, told the Indiana lawyer he does not speak on his client's matters. The Supreme Court accepted the parties' agreement and said that Bridges' statements called into question his ability to preside impartially over the cases that come before him. I'm Mark Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Indianapolis-based Keystone Cooperative said this week it will pay out $68 million in shared earnings with farmer members. The Agriculture and Energy Cooperative, which was established last year from the merger between Co-Alliance Cooperative and Sarah Solutions, says the patronage represents 57% of Keystone's 2024 net income. Keystone said members will receive between 80 and 90% of their patronage payment in cash based on their legacy membership. The remainder will go toward their equity in Keystone. The patronage payout for each Keystone farmer member is calculated based on the volume of business conducted with the cooperative during the fiscal year. It equates to about 5% of members' transactions in 2024. Governor Eric Holcomb is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.